Because the Bible is inspired by God, it's the only book in which we can find history written in advance. The Old Testament book of Daniel contains a most amazing example of this. About 600 BC, when Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had taken captive many of the people of Israel, he had a very significant dream. Daniel, one of these Israelites, was the only person who, by the power of God, was able to tell him his dream. The king had seen a terrifying statue of a man. Its head was made of gold, breast and arms of silver, belly and thighs of bronze, legs of iron, and feet partly of iron and partly of clay. Then he saw the stone carved out by God. This great stone struck the statue on the feet, and by smashing them caused the whole image to crumble. Having ground the parts to dust, the stone became so large that eventually it filled the whole earth. Not only was Daniel able to tell the dream, he could also tell the king its meaning. The statue represented successive empires of the Middle East which affected Israel. The glorious city of Babylon, many buildings of which were overlaid with gold, and which was a source of great pride to Nebuchadnezzar, was the golden head. The breast and arms of silver represented the succeeding Medo-Persian Empire, which exacted silver tribute from its subject nations. The bronze-armored Greeks had terrified surrounding nations for years, but it was Alexander of Macedon who set up the kingdom, represented by the belly and thighs of bronze. After the Greeks came the legs of iron, the iron-armored Romans, who ruled their vast empire with an iron will. This was the empire that finally scattered the people of Israel, an event celebrated on this carving on the side of Titus' triumphal arch in Rome. Nearly 2,000 years later, at a time when the people of Israel are returning to their land, the story nears its completion. Today we live at the time of the insecurity of the iron and clay feet. For now, in the area previously occupied by the four great empires, there's nothing but division and strife. In recent years, news pictures like this illustrate the mistrust and divided loyalties of the Middle East. The situation here and elsewhere can only be resolved by the promised return of the Lord Jesus Christ, the stone prepared by God. His power will overcome all human government, and his kingdom will grow till it fills the whole earth. What a vision this is! This accurate forecast of events covering a period of 2,500 years can only mean that the dream and its interpretation were from God.